All right, so I do want to start with some announcements for you. And one of the, I'll start with April first because April's coming to an end. It is what, April 28th, Thursday, April 28th. We have tomorrow and we have Saturday to close the month off, however that looks for us personally. Whatever goals you've set, I encourage you to go back. So for me, I keep looking back at my goals. And, and it's funny because I talk about this a lot, that when you look at your goals, it's not so much about have you hit the goal. And if you didn't hit the goal, you should feel so terrible inside and you should just give up hope and, settle for less next month. That's not the idea. When I look at my goals were really ambitious in April, maybe overly ambitious in some departments. And so some areas I didn't meet. Like I wanted to add 100 friends, and by golly, I added a lot of friends to my network, but it wasn't to 100. So you know what? Maybe I did set that bar a little high for the month. But now I kind of know going forward. When it comes to the personal development area, I labeled out the books I wanted to read this month, and I got all those done. When it comes to adding coaches to the team, I kind of met my goals. When it comes to Success Club, I didn't absolutely meet my goals at all yet, but the month is still going, so we'll see. But I encourage you guys, close out the month as strong as you can. I listened to Monday's National Wake Up Call. I listened to the replay. I'm not able to listen to it live. So I have it on my podcast on my phone, and I listened to that replay. And I encourage you to do so also, because they're talking through the fourth vital behavior. And I know that we talk through 3 vital behaviors as coaches. Invite, which we talked through a couple weeks ago on our team call, getting rid of that concept of just mass inviting, but connecting and attracting to people and actually inviting them. So there's that vital behavior. There's also the vital behavior of being proof the product works, which I think our team is really great at doing and showcasing. And then our third vital behavior, that personal development, which is key to life change, key to kind of having that courage and just breaking free of the molds that maybe we've created for ourselves over years. But there is a fourth vital behavior that they've added on, and that fourth vital behavior is recognition. So I don't know if you've noticed on our team, but I've been working harder to recognize people, recognize actions, recognize growth, recognize anything I can find, because as you know, it feels good to be recognized for something. Something else I'm trying to do and that I'm working at doing is also recognizing my challengers, putting them out on social media and showing people like, okay, I know I talk about these groups all the time, but like here are the people who are doing it. Here are the people who invested their time, invested their money, invested their hearts, and I'm recognizing them. And so recognition is our fourth vital behavior. And I know it can seem really daunting when you're like, well, who do I recognize? I don't have a team. I don't really have many clients. Like, I'm not really running a challenge group right now. Who do I recognize? But we want to look across the board, not just at, did this person lose 100 pounds with Shakeology? Or did this person hit Success Club 10 and now I can finally recognize them? You can recognize anyone for anything. Even if they're not a customer of yours yet, showing them the value and getting out there and saying, hey, I just want to shout out so-and-so on Facebook because they're about to run a half marathon this weekend, and that's pretty awesome. Even if they're not like your actual customer, even if they're not, they're not doing a program, a Beachbody program, or they're not on your team or whatever, if they are attached to you in any way, shape, or form, recognition is where it's at. That is our fourth vital behavior. So if you're having a hard time right now, honing in on where you could recognize, I just want to encourage you to open up your mind, open up your heart, start seeking out things that are recognizable, worthy, and things that people like. Our world is so dark sometimes. Find things that we could really allow people to shine on, make people feel good. And in turn, it makes us feel good. So I really love that they've added this vital behavior on, because recognition not only feels good for the person who's getting it, it feels good for the person who's giving it too. So keep that in mind. So that's it for my April announcements. At this point, I don't think I'm going to check on my phone real quick, because sometimes I get sneaky emails, but no, I don't yet. Usually I'll get the inside scoop on what the next challenge packs are. I don't have that just yet, but the second I find out, I will let you guys know of what's going to be on sale for May and what that's looking like. But we'll check that out when we get to it. It just said my internet is unstable. Am I okay, Kayla? Am I okay?
It's going a little bit.
Did I go out for a second? Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
I can.
Am I okay now?
Yep.
Okay, good.
You're not frozen anymore.
It said your internet is unstable. Like, you're unstable, computer. Okay, cool. That's it for my announcements. I kind of left off, if I was breaking up, by saying that when I find out what's going for May, when that happens, I'll let everybody know the inside scoop so we can start planning ahead. Okay, that finishes my end of what I'm going to long-windedly talk about. I want to hear, Kayla's on tonight live, and so I'm hoping, Kayla, you've got some questions for Team Our Victory. Awesome. And whatever Kayla's questions are tonight, I know it's just Kayla and I right now, and that's totally awesome, and I love Kayla for that. That's why I love you to death, Kayla. You're always here for me. But if you're listening to this replay, I'm sure Kayla has some questions that some of you probably also have. So, Kayla, I'm going to pass it over to you, and I want you to ask your questions. I'm going to give you some time to really ask them, and then I will give my answer.
Okay. So what do you do when you've got a potential customer that is really interested in a program that was on sale last month, not on sale this month, and you have no idea when it's going to go on sale again? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's tricky. That's really tricky. So I would handle that because honestly, I don't know like if any coaches ever, I mean, they give an inside scoop to diamond and above, and they might give more inside scoop to even higher up coaches, but you don't really have that inside scoop months out. So it's hard to gauge. So I would either do one of two things. I personally would either just encourage them to purchase it anyway. You know, if the first time I spoke to them, they knew the sale price and they're super bummed out that that's not the price anymore, then I would just tell them that next time it goes on sale, I'm going to, like, you will be buying this and I will hunt them down. So, like, that's one of the things. If they're really, like, they won't buy it without the sale price, then when that sale price hits, I make sure I'm hitting them up for sure. So I would make sure I'm definitely like keeping a log of their name and what program they're really interested in so that if that does pop back up, they can get going on that. If it's the other thing that I would do though is try to dig a little deeper for their goals and really trying to figure out why they want that program so bad, because truthfully, the sale price is only usually like $20 off. It's not like hundreds of dollars off that they're saving. Typically it's like it's not so crazy that, I mean, that they can't do it. Or I would suggest having them purchase just the program if they're really if they really want to get fit and you know it's just not in their budget because it's not on sale. Well, for the time being, why don't you get plugged into just the program and no shake, and then maybe down the line, you could also offer the shake opportunity. You could also offer the opportunity of joining as a coach, because that gives them a discount immediately on their shake, which would bring the cost of the challenge pack essentially down residually. So that would be another option to go. And if you don't have to call it coach right away, you could call it a preferred customer or something. Hey, sign up as a preferred customer, and then that way your shake's going to be a lot cheaper since, you know, I know the challenge pack isn't currently on sale. If it is the sale that they're only looking for, then the hardest part is maybe you just have to wait for that sale again. Is it 21-day fix?
Mm-hmm. And she was also interested in Shakeology, and she's the one that I mailed out samples to, just because I have buku amounts that are just going to expire next month. So,
yeah. Did she get to try the shakes yet? Or
I just mailed them yesterday. It should be going, how long? I don't know how long it goes from Ohio to Florida. Like 3 days.
Yeah. Like 5 days maybe. Yeah. So honestly, in the meantime, we're coming up, and they do these strategically too, you know? So We're coming up on, I'm trying to think the last time that was on sale. It should be due anytime now. And I think they're probably going to pump up autumn because she has the program coming out in July. And I'm certain that when Country Heat comes out, that will be the August promo because it comes out right at the end of July at Summit. So strategically, they like to also put like that person's stuff. I'm just wondering if they'll put Hammer and Chisel on sale first, though.
Because
that one's so popular, though. They bring that one back a lot. I wouldn't be surprised, Kayla, if it happened this month. If it truly is only that they want that challenge pack in that sale, then I guess they have to wait for that month. That stinks. But yeah.
Okay.
This is good, though, for you because you just mailed those samples, and hopefully, fingers crossed, in the meantime, that's the one that'll go on sale. And then now you have like something to stand on. Hey, you just had your shakes and this is on sale. So I will do a little like rain dance prayer for 21 days.
I know. And then with that, because a lot of my people, or I guess the ones that have ended up getting the programs, they've either liked the shakes and didn't like the programs, or they disliked the shakes and it's just the complete opposite, and I can't rein them back in. It's like they're not putting the effort into it. We kind of talked about this the other day, but I don't know how to, I guess, motivate people to try to keep going with everything.
You can lead a horse to water, but you
know.
can't force it to drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me dive into this one because this is very relevant. I don't think just for you, Kayla. I think it's relevant for everyone. You are going to have people that fall in love with Shakeology and fall in love with the workouts, and they have that like epiphany that, you know, it's like the perfect storm, right? They know what the formula is. They know fitness plus nutrition plus accountability equals success, and they get it and they live for it, and that's what they do. And those are the people that we love so much. Then there's going to be the people that they find every excuse in the book and they only like one thing, or they didn't. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay for people not to like Shakeology. Not everybody has to like Shakeology. And not everybody has to like the fitness program that they originally picked. It's a tough situation when they don't like what they're doing for their fitness program. And I'll start with that. So when you're first starting the process, a lot of times people want to do the fitness program that maybe you showed online because that's the one they saw you doing. And so that's the one that usually they'll ask about first, but you always want to dig around and make sure that they're really finding something that they can enjoy. Because if we all know that if we don't like doing the workout, we're not going to do it. And holding them accountable to physically pressing play, whether that's putting them in a group, texting them regularly, emailing to check up on them, even going to their house and doing a workout once a week with them if they're close enough nearby, whatever that means. But some of these people physically, like they just don't have that discipline that maybe we've created because we've built a habit around it. Like I'm sure we can all think back to a time when we weren't disciplined in an area of fitness, and then what we had to do to get there. And so we kind of sometimes have to take ourselves back into their shoes for a minute and think through that process and cater to where they're at in that sense. If they're simply just not pressing play and you've gone and you've exhausted every option with that, you've plugged them into a challenge group and they don't press play, you reach out to them and you give them your heart and text them and call them and whatever, and they don't press play, and it just then honestly bless and let go, and you got to move on and find somebody who's going to press play. And eventually that person might one day press play because eventually they're going to come to that crossroad that we've all come to where enough is enough and we need to make a change, right? They obviously haven't hit that wall of enough is enough yet. Now, when it comes to Shakeology, let me switch over to that one. Not everybody is going to love Shakeology, and that's okay. In order to plug them in and to show them the value, their initial purchase needs to include that, in my opinion, because they need to see the value in what nutrition, fitness, and accountability all combined will do. And we know that it does amazing things. If they don't prefer the shakes, first, I would really encourage them, or encourage you, to really dive in and look at what recipes they're using. Plug in more recipes to them, because we all know that we've made a bad shake before and that just stinks. Like when we don't have a shake we enjoy, of course we're not going to want to drink it. Plugging them into recipes that are not necessarily shakes. So showing them how to make it, put it in your oatmeal, or how to put the shake into like protein balls, things like that. Plugging them into those resources. Plugging them into, if the shake is just not it for them, maybe the performance line is a better option. Getting them plugged into, the hydration formula and the pre-workout and the post-workout. Maybe that's a better option. But again, that person better be working out, because it's not sugar. Beachbody did a really great job of creating these, but you don't want them just drinking like sugar water. If they're not actually doing their workout, they should just drink water. So that's important. I lost Kayla. So I'm going to just keep talking about the importance of this until we get her back. So yeah, if you've got people, but that's the hard thing. If you have people and you've given them everything that you can possibly give them, you've given them every resource, you've given them, not only have you given them the resources, but you've given them your time. You're back, Kayla. Yay. Let me unmute you. You're muted. Okay. Kayla, you're back. You made it. I was just saying that not only have you given them your time and your resources, and you've given them, you've tried new recipes with them, you've put them into challenge groups, you've done all of these things for them. At some point, you've got to move on, and you've just got to find other people that truly want your help and are gonna like soak it up and eat it up and take every little bit of advice from you. And Kayla just messaged me that you're having major technical difficulties. Kayla, do you want to, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to totally message you. This is so awesome. I love technology. Because if you can hear me, then you can message me your questions, or whatever questions you have left. And I can answer them on here so that at least everybody else can kind of be a part of it and hear the answers. I will read the questions out loud and they can hear the answers. If you can hear me, let's see. Yes, you can. Okay, so Kayla, why don't you message me? Do you have any more questions, I guess, is the first thing I should say. Do you have any more questions for me tonight, Kayla? Yes, okay. Kayla, message me your question. I will read it out loud and then I will answer it. P.S. While she's messaging me her question, I really enjoy Q&A. I sometimes try to be a mind reader in this activity, in this game, and I try to think what you guys want to know. And so I like to hear exactly where you're struggling, exactly what you need help in. It helps me to help you better, and I absolutely love it. So I do appreciate, Kayla, you being on tonight with these questions for me and for our team. Super awesome. And as a side note, while I'm kind of waiting for the next question, if you have more questions, like guys, Team Our Victory is the place to ask them. Don't be shy. Ask those questions because you never know who else needs one. Okay, I got it from her. It says, how can we get everyone interested in challenge groups if you don't have very many customers? I'm thinking that you're asking me like about engagement, and two categories. Engagement, like how can you get people engaged during the group when you don't have a lot of people? And yes, good. Okay, cool. I can read your mind. And maybe how do you get people interested in a group when you don't have anybody to put in the group, really? So kind of both aspects, but I'm going to talk about the engagement. So I'm actually on Monday, I'm going to talk through on Team 180. So every stinking person on Team Our Victory better be on that freaking call on Monday because I'm going to be hosting it and I need your support. But I'm going to talk through challenge groups. And I've spoken about challenge groups in the past with Team Our Victory, but it has been a while. It's been like, almost since the summer that I did some challenge group webinars. So I am going to talk about this real quick. With challenge groups, the precedent is set from day one. From the moment that I start talking to somebody, the first thing that happens, and it's all systems, okay? So the first thing that happens when I ask somebody if they'd be interested in my challenge group is I take their yes. Yeah, I would love more info. Cool. Can I email you the info? From there, I email them a document, and the document is in Team Our Victory of what I send them, okay, that challenge group info document. And I just tweak it for the dates and the name of the group and what have you, right? That's all I do. It's the same document month after month. But at the end of that document, there is a link to Jot form. And then they have to fill out a Jot form. And so what they have to do is they have to fill out a form for me that basically goes through like a list of criteria of if they're serious about this and serious about that and serious about this. And from there I can gauge, like for example, I got a Jot form back today. Whoop, whoop, I finally had somebody answer me about my challenge group. But I got a Jot form back today, and she said that she answered that no, she could not be in the group every day, and then gave me her honest reason why she couldn't be in the group every day. And that allows me to see in that moment, like, you know, okay, well, I love your honesty. I understand how busy you are with this, and this, but here's what I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to give her kind of like a little lecture, right? From day one, if you are setting the precedent that this is what it is, and you're showing up every single day, it manifests. I will tell you, my very first groups did not, it was like talking to a wall. Okay. And I will tell you, even now, I've got 2 groups going on, and I've got the 22-minute hardcore group, and I got the spring into fitness group. And there's some days that the 22-minute hardcore group seems like it's nobody doing anything. And then there's some days in the other one that it's very quiet. It's not every day, but it's not like super loud all the time. So in terms of engagement, once the group starts, when the group starts, usually everybody's really excited because it's brand new. I force people to talk to each other by introducing themselves. I ask engaging questions, or at least I attempt to. I try to really comment and get into everybody's posts and make sure that everybody sees that I'm engaging one-on-one with them also. And I try to either make a video, or I try to put out like a handbook, or I try to at least make a post that sets the precedent that I expect you as the challengers to run this ship with me, that it can't just be me. And I say that a lot. And so there's that. Again, it goes kind of back to your other question too, Kayla, about the seriousness of people. When you have people who aren't going to be serious about pressing play, they're also not going to be serious about checking into the challenge group. It just goes hand in hand. So that same aspect, if you keep putting that same person in that doesn't want to press play, you're going to keep having the same crickets because it's the same person sucking that life out of you. So I encourage, when you have those people, like what do I call them? Like termites, parasites? They're joy stealers is what they are. Gosh darn it. They're joy stealers. They steal my joy. When you have those, you've got to find other people that want it, that truly do want it. And they're out there. They are out there. But the next thing I do when I start to feel like it's quiet, and this is what any great teacher would do, is you offer an incentive. And I don't do it all the time because I don't want people to think that you always get a prize for participating in my groups. But sometimes, especially in the summer, I really appreciate people's engagement in the summer. And I like to put in those mini challenges as well as maybe a small prize. Like these groups are really easy to do that with because you can track how many people, like how many shakes everybody posted, how many workouts they did, how many actual times they posted in the group and were engaging in the group. You can even get a count of that. And so I can go into the group at the very end. I can track and count all of that. And I can say, boom, Kayla is the winner of this group because she had, out of 28 days, she had 27 shakes. She did 27 workouts and she posted 54 times. Kayla's our winner. And that could be your criteria. And maybe Kayla just simply gets a thank you card in the mail, right? I know Emily sends thank you cards immediately. Once somebody purchases something from her, she sends them a thank you card. Thank you. I'm so excited about this challenge group, and kind of sets the tone that way. I prefer to send mine at the end of the group. And this is the thing too, for those people that were quiet the whole time, then all of a sudden they get a card in the mail saying, thank you for being in my group. I'm not trying to make anybody feel guilty, but there's something to be said about me thanking them for not even participating. You know what I mean? There's something that's going to go on in their mind. Like, oh, she's I didn't even participate and she's like sending me a card anyway. Sometimes that's enough to kick somebody in the butt to kick it into gear, and to show up a little bit stronger next time. And you're going to get there. The more people you get attracted to your groups, it's taken me a while, but the more people that you get attracted into your groups, and the more you set that tone, and the more you speak to them on their level, not like a robot, and the more that you set a precedent, and you have systems in place for these groups, the more that happens, the more engagement you're going to get, right? And the more that people reach out to you and say, listen, I need help. Once you know that they need help and they're like serious, like, hey, I came to you because I really need help, they're going to be serious in that. So I hope that kind of answers the engagement question. But next week, I'm going to be like long-winded, even more than I already am on the topic. I saw you typing, Kayla. So maybe there's another question, or let's see. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm reading the message she's sending. So it says, with posting about products or programs, what do you do when someone posts something negative in relation to it? When people comment negatively, I unfollow them, I unfriend them, and I ban them from my life. No. Haters are going to hate, Kayla, and this is the best thing. You know that you're going in the right direction when you ruffle some feathers. When somebody, man, I guess I want you to give me an example of something negative as I'm kind of chatting through this. Maybe Kayla, you can type up, and I just maybe whatever they said. But you know when people are upset by what you're doing, they're not upset by it. The fact of the matter is they're seeing you have success. They're seeing you in love and enjoy with something. And because that hits something directly, like hard in their life, it forces them to look at themselves and see something they're lacking. They want to, the easiest way for a human being to lash out and to immediately gratify themselves is to tear someone else down. Immediate gratification for other people comes from knocking someone else down. But guess what? That's not long-term gratification. And it doesn't have to be anything long-term like feelings hurt for you either, because you have to recognize that those people are hurting somewhere in their life in order for them to do that. When I have people post negative things, a couple things happen. I will either just immediately delete their comment. I've done that. I'll just delete their comment. I won't even respond and give them my time of day and breath and air and thoughts. Like I won't, because that's just going to drag me down. So a lot of times I will just delete the comment. Okay. I know other coaches leave the comments and let other people get at them and attack that. And I've seen that happen before. I don't like to start arguments on Facebook, so I'd rather just delete it. And then I might send them a private message, and let them know in sincerity, hey, listen, I had to really delete your comment on my post. I hope you're not offended, but this is something that I'm passionate about. It's something that is near and dear to my heart, something that I really love. And so just out of respect and appreciation, I'd appreciate it if next time, I know social media is totally an open forum, but, that was just kind of a low blow and whatever. But you could totally message them that. I mean, they have the time. So you wrote Shakeology. They may have tried it and said it was gross, or if they're doing something different, like a program where they only take a pill, and comment that they don't have to exercise or eat healthy. Oh my gosh, Kayla, the next time somebody posts that on your comments, I need you to immediately text me so I can attack them. Did somebody really say that they take a pill and it's better than working out? I really hope that didn't happen to you. Oh my God. Yes. She said, yes, guys. Guys. My favorite part, Kayla, is that those people who are taking those pills, deep, deep, deep down, they know what you're doing is better. They know what you're doing is better. You know what? So at Orange Theory, I work with some women who sell Arbonne. which is like shakes and it's like face stuff, and it's fine. It's totally fine. They don't do workout programs, but they do a lot of like healthy living. And I feel every day when I go in there that I am like not having to like, sell myself, because I don't talk about Beachbody while I'm there. It's just not the place for it, right? Like I try to separate the two, but I just feel like it's always this competition where they think theirs is better than mine. Here's the deal. I don't care. You know what? If somebody told me that they're take a pill, I'd say, you know what? Good for you. I'm glad you're working on you. But the way I prefer to work on myself is with X, Y, and Z. Case closed. A lot of times when you reply to people, it opens the door for that argument to happen, and I never want that. So a lot of times I'll just either, if it's something it's just not worth it, delete it. But if it's in real conversation, like at work and it's with a coworker and they're like, well, I just take a pill. Cool. I totally respect what you do. That's awesome. I hope that's working for you. My shakes work really well for me though. And just smile at them. You know, I mean, seriously, because we know pills suck. And wraps and things like that. When it comes to trying Shakeology and they're like, oh yeah, I tried it. It's not good. I don't like it. Oh, that's a shame. You know, I wonder what recipe, like ask them, what recipe did you make? And see, maybe they made a terrible shake. Like we know it happens, and you could always open up the door for that. But again, sometimes it's just haters hating. Like sometimes it's truly just people are miserable with their life and they want to drag you down. I will tell you that not only is it people in your life, like in your inner circle of coworkers and friends that will do that, because people are cowards nowadays. They hide behind a computer screen and they type what they want to say, but they would never say it to our faces because they're cowards. But on that same note, it happens to all of us. I don't have my stepmother on social media of any platform anymore. She's not welcome in my social media because of that reason right there. Because she likes to send those crazy messages or those comments that are like so unwelcome in my life. So guess what? You're not part of my life anymore. Like that's what it is, you know? And it's crazy, but people will get the hint. The more you're like, cool beans, live your bliss, more power to you. Go on with that pill. Let me know how it goes for you. The more you just kind of blow it off, the better it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just want to ruffle your feathers, and you just kind of got to be like, it's what I do. It's what I like. I mean, I can't apologize. You can't apologize for what you like and what you love, just like you don't expect them to apologize for their pill or their wrap, you know? So I hope that helps. But I would just recommend, honestly, what I do on social media typically when somebody does something negative like that, I simply just delete it. And I don't usually unfriend people, but I'll unfollow them because I don't want to see them in my newsfeed. So did that help, Kayla? I hope that helped. And are there any other questions? Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, this is the best question of the night, and I hope this is your last question because this is how I would love to end this. Is this your last question? Yes, ma'am. I love you, Kayla. She said, since TOV can't all make it to Summit, which it like breaks my heart. Like, guys, I want all of us there. We would have a blast, like total party. But we're going to party and we're going to be like vicariously having everybody there. But she says, since TOV can't all make it to Summit, can we plan a fun retreat in a warm location? Kayla, this has been on my heart and on my mind a lot lately. I just want this business. She included not Ohio. That was in all caps, by the way, just now, guys, in the message, not Ohio. That's awesome. Yeah. No, Kayla, I love you and I love where you live, but no, it will not be in the Midwest. Oh man, not at all. And if my mom listens to this later, sorry, Mom, she's living in Michigan. So yeah, this has been on my heart and my mind a lot lately that, you know what, I think teamwork makes the dream work. Team Our Victory it's growing. It's becoming a place where women who are like-minded can come together and share in this journey and grow together and fail together and succeed together and be proud of one another. And it's just not as fun to do it through a screen all the time. And so this is why it's super important, I think, that we plug ourselves into Summit. So if you're not going to be at Summit this summer, the second those tickets go on sale, don't even think about it. Buy the ticket for next summer. I know Kayla did that last summer. I did that last summer. I got Charlie plugged in last summer. You don't even have to, don't think about it. Just do it. Just buy the ticket. Commit to being at Summit next summer. That's my first tip right there, is that that gets us together in the same place, and it's a blast, and you learn and you grow, and it's just life-changing for your business and just for you. But I really do want to plan something, Kayla. I've been itching for it. I was talking to Samantha on the phone, thinking that it would be so fun. I mean, I know like she loves hiking. We all have such a passion for fitness and everything, that it'd be fun to get us all together. So I know Emily's got a diamond retreat coming up next year, or not next year, this year, but in October, I believe. Obviously the winter, yes, to answer your question, I really want to plan a fun retreat in a warm location. Here's the deal though. I can't just plan a retreat for a team for 2 of us or for 3 of us. I have to plan a retreat for a team. And so I guess my call to action is, we've got to get more of us. We've got to get more of us on our mission, whether that means people who are sitting on this team watching week after week, day after day, and just kind of sitting back and hoping, for that courage to take that next step. We need those people to take that step and jump and leap and fly with us. And we will hold your hand and we will run together. I need either that, or we need to start just adding more badass people to this team. And that's what it's got to be. Because I wouldn't want it to be, as much as I love Kayla, Team Our Victory isn't Brittany and Kayla, And so I don't want to plan a fun team retreat and it simply just be Brittany and Kayla. That's not a team retreat. That's best friends week, right? Right, Kayla? So, yes, that is in the works. It's something it's been on my heart and my mind, and it's something I want to do for our team. But I need our team to give back, in the sense that I want to know who's serious about being a part of this team, so that we can do stuff like that. Sound fair? I hope that sounds fair. And I think Kayla said that was her last question. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it off tonight. It is about 6 my time. She sent me is it GIF or GIF? I never know. Are they GIFs? Are they GIFs? I'm too old to know. I can't pronounce it. The GIFs, right? Whatever that is. Anyway, she gave me a Amy Poehler thumbs up. I love it. All right, guys. So thank you, Kayla, so much for being on and sharing your questions with us. Those are so relevant. I know that other people can benefit from everything that you asked tonight. I appreciate you so much for coming prepared and having that for us and for our team. If you're listening to this replay, thank you for jumping on and growing and learning from Kayla's questions and then the answers that I could give. And I encourage you, if you have any of your own or anything you want to add on that maybe I missed tonight, put it in the comments below once I upload this video onto our Facebook page, and I'll answer them for each and every one of you guys. I love you to death so much, and I can't wait, guys. It's the end of April. I can't wait to start a new month with you guys, okay? All right, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on Team Our Victory. Bye, guys.